What's up, everybody? Back with another Star Wars video, and this time we are talking about Blade. He does leave in an hour. That says a day. Dragon Ball fan, I can't read. You know, if you know Dragon Ball fans, we can't read. It is what it is. Anyway, sorry, a day and 12 hours. But regardless of that, not too much longer until he's gone. And if you know how Genshin games work, he's probably not going to be back for a while. So, last minute, should do something for Blade. Is he a good character? Let me talk about that. But first off, let me say that the 4 stars unfortunately are not helping him, as Arlen's he's like, okay, I guess Su Shang's pretty good for a 4-star, and Natasha is a good healer, and she's one of the only 3 healers in the game, but you do get it for free, so there is that, unless you really want dupes. The 4 stars aren't like super enticing. It's not like Ting Yun, who you want dupes in, she's like really good, or like Pila or whatever. Like Natasha's still good, but she's not enough to carry the other 2, especially if you're summoning for Blade for a DPS, because that's what he is, right? Odds are you probably aren't going to get too much out of Su Shang, at least now. Maybe from like a year from now, when you can just build whatever character you want and you have resources, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, Su Shang's really good, just build her up if you can. But for now, probably shouldn't be wasting resources on a character you're just going to drop from the team. But Blade, is he good enough? Blade is the best when DPS. It's like him, Donhang, and that's it, really. So you don't have a lot of options. Blade also excels because his ultimate and his enhanced basic all are AoE. Same with his like counterattack. So he's nice. You know, you aren't stuck to doing single targets. You're not stuck only being able to hit one enemy. Pretty much all of his stuff hits in AoE. So let's go over him real quick. Basic attack pretty much can be enhanced with his skill. Once you pop his skill, your basic attack does hit multiple enemies. All of his skills lower his HP, so you're going to have a good healer. The best one for him is Luocha. You can make Natasha and Bailu work, but since Luocha activates instantly, it's pretty nice to, you know, go under a certain threshold with Blade and he heals you right up. So if you have Luocha, Blade has a lot more value instantly. And then if you have Bailu, the invigoration can help there. Natasha's probably the hardest healer to use with Blade, as her, you know, her heals are just ult, E, and if she doesn't have her ult and it's not her turn, Blade really doesn't have any way to heal himself, unlike Bailu, who has invigoration, and Luocha, who just, you know, says, I need to heal you, Bop, got you, it's passive. Other than that, his damage is pretty good, I will say. He also has his follow-up attack, which does heal, which is pretty nice. But I'm looking at like any percent, really. He still hits pretty hard. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I've used a E0 and an E6. I mean, the E6 damage was pretty crazy. Probably saw my video. I probably will have in the description, maybe. If not, it's on my channel. It's like, can he solo the hardest weekly boss? Check that out. Video is pretty entertaining to record. But still, regardless of that, his whole gameplay style is pretty much pop his skill, basic attack, until you have enough stacks of your talent, and then he counterattacks pretty much 5 times if he loses HP or gets hit. So when you pop his skill, you hit him with a basic attack, you use your ultimate, you lose HP. If when he gets hit, loses HP, stacks, boom, counterattack, and he heals. So your whole gameplay plan with Blade is pop his skill, and then just keep basic attacking until you get your ultimate, and then use your ultimate, and then skill when it runs out. When you use his skill, you're able to attack again, because it does not end the current turn, which is really nice. So you're pretty much always going to have the enhanced basic, unless for some reason you get caught without a skill point. But since Blade is so skill point, not dependent, whatever the other word for not being dependent, independent, there we go. Skill point independent, he doesn't really care about skill points. Really, really nice, I will say. Overall, he has some pretty good synergy with teams, just because he can it's kind of like Clara, where he is on his own and he is fine by himself, as long as he has, like I said, a little bit of healing going on to make sure he doesn't die from anything suddenly without being able to do a follow-up. He's pretty good, right? Should you summon for him? It really is up to you. I think if we had to rate all the DPSs of like Zele, Jingyun, Yanqing, Clara, Himiko, I guess, even though, you know, a lot of people aren't a big fan of Himiko. I'd say Blade is probably at least top 3 in that regard. You could probably argue it if you really wanted to, but I do think he's one of the better DPSs that are in the game. So if you're lacking a DPS, there is no reason not to summon unless you're saving for a certain character. The characters that are coming out after Kafka is pretty much DOT team dependent. You have to run on DOT teams or you're not going to have much luck. Donhang is very skill point hungry from what I remember seeing in his little like preview trial thing. Pretty much you spam his skill points, kind of like, I always forget her name, I almost said Dominoes, oh my gosh, I can't remember the Mojang, there we go. You have to spam it over and over until you get the good roll for attack. It's kind of like that with Donhang. It's guaranteed, but it still eats up a lot of skill points. So he's really skill point hungry. So if you don't have the right characters, his team is going to be a little rough. And then you have Fuchuan, which is a preservation quantum character. So if you don't have good DPSs, try to see if you can grab Blade, as your only other option is Donhang at the moment. Once more characters are revealed, obviously, we might get a Wind Hunt character coming up for all we know. But as of right now, Blade is probably one of the better DPS in the game. Highly recommend grabbing him if you do not have a good DPS or you only have one DPS for one team. But then that'll probably be it for the video. Let me know in the comments if you've summoned for Blade, you're still summoning for Blade, you're trying to get dupes, trying to get his light cone, whatever it may be. Also for his light cone is pretty nice. You can get away with using the Arlen one. For this one, it's just crit rate, increases max HP. When the user is attacked, consumes HP, you get more damage. And then the Arlen one is just damage dealt 20%. You deal an extra 20 when you have lower HP than the enemy, which is pretty often with Blade. It goes up to 40 and then an extra 40, so you can have 80 if you're just really low. So having a 40% damage dealt regardless is still pretty nice. You can like copium your way with the Arlen one, so you don't need his light cone in a sense. Obviously it's gonna be better if you have it, but really just having Blade himself is better. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you're summoning for Blade, his light cone, whatever it may be. If you're saving for Kafka, if you're saving for Donhang, if you're saving for Fuchuan, if you're saving for, another character to show up that you're really excited for, or, you want. I know a lot of people want Jinglu whenever she is announced or shown or, hinted at coming. She's pretty hype. But other than that, that'll be it for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Honkai Star Rail content, and I will catch y'all in the next video, which should be Kafka summons, I think, unless I slide a video out before then. But other than that, thanks for watching.